Hello dear students, we are going to learn a topic today, compound epithelium, under chapter structural organization of animals of class 11. Compound epithelia are different from the simple epithelia, both are epithelial tissues. Especially compound epithelia is made up of many layered of cell. It is made up of many layered of cell. Especially it is different from the simple epithelia, like simple epithelia are squamous, cuboidal, columnar as well as stratified, but here it is a compound epithelia. Compound epithelia are further classified into the two categories, is the stratified epithelia and transitional epithelia. Okay, so what is the difference between transitional and as well as stratified epithelia? Before we are discussing here, transitional epithelia are not given at this level, at class 11th level, but stratified epithelia are given in detail. What is the characteristic feature of compound epithelia? Compound epithelia is made up of many layered of cells, especially it is made up of many layer of cells. It is much thicker. It is much thicker than simple epithelia. Okay, and second point is that the only lowermost layer, form on rest of basement membrane, Okay, the compound epithelia especially categorized into the two categories, stratified as well as transitional epithelia. The cell of this epithelia, if you are going to form first, it must be cuboidal. Cell of this epithelia who form first, means which are going to form first, it is of cuboidal epithelia. It is of cuboidal epithelia. Later on, it further changes into the many form, that is a keratinized, which upper layer shows keratins or non-keratinized. This type of epithelia generally form. Generally, if upper layer epithelia that form first should be keratinized, and due to this, no any type of gap seen in that case, and that provide external hardened shape to the cells, that is helpful. So this one is a compound epithelia. Compound epithelia are classified into two categories. First is a stratified and second is a transitional epithelia. The stratified epithelia are further classified into the stratified squamous and stratified cuboidal as well as stratified columnar. The stratified squamous are differentiated into the non-keratinized as well as keratinized. Non-keratinized means no deposition of keratins present in that case, and keratinized is the deposition of keratin in that case. So what is a stratified epithelia? Stratified, being a multi-layer, being a multi-layered, it is protective. It is a protective tissues. The stratified divide into the keratinized and non-keratinized. Keratinized, if we are talking about the stratified squamous, what is this is stratified squamous epithelia are formed the upper layer flattened squamous epithelia It is a upper layer, flattened squamous epithelia. Squamous epithelia. Generally, location of this epithelia are found in that case, especially in the area of duct which are delicate. Means in which area of the body where the blood flow and the areas should be delicate are considered under this category, stratified squamous epithelia. And area delicate means suppose the blood vessels that move into the kidney and they form a bunch of capillaries called glomerulus. This is the delicate area, and also provide tough protections as well as secretion. It is a help in the protection to them as well as secretion to them. The further, the stratified epithelia are characterized into the keratinized and non-keratinized. Suppose if you are talking about the non-keratinized, the non-keratinized epithelia are layer of living squamous cell. It is a layer of living squamous cell. Layer of living squamous cell. It is found, layer of living squamous cells formed at the lower cuboidal surface. Only you can note this layer of living squamous cells. Their location, what is the location in the body? Location of the keratinized epitheliums are either found in the lining of pharynx and oesophagus. It is one is a digestive tract and another is both are digestive tract, initial digestive tract, pharynx as oesophagus. This non-keratinized epithelia found in this zone. Okay. Now that's why in the pharynx and in the oesophagus the absorptions generally of the food occur less because it is a non-keratinized. Second is a keratinized. The keratinized epithelia having deposition of keratin, okay. It is found on location of this epithelia. It is found on external surface of skin. As well as it is found in the buccal cavity, and it is associated with the female reproductive part. The keratinized epithelia generally shows heavy deposition of soluble protein called keratin. And due to presence of keratin that present on the upper superficial layer of the dead cell, which ultimately flake away. This is a two epithelia that are come under category of squamous epithelia categories. Now the second group of compound epithelia is stratified cuboidal. cuboidal. Stratified cuboidal epithelia, it is made up of layer of cuboidal cell, and their locations generally the lining of salivary locations found in the body, the lining of salivary gland, pancreas as well as sweat gland, These are the locations at which this epithelia are found stratified cuboidal. The function is, it is to protect against mechanical and chemical stress. Protect against mechanical and chemical stress. Okay, this one is a stratified cuboidal epithelia. The third epithelia is, students, I am teaching in detail, not according to NCERT. Student, you must focus must read this topic with the help of side book, because it is given precisely and systematic in side book, but in NCERT it is very in random form. So you must focus this all topic regard from the side book also. Now, stratified columnar, name indicate that it is a many layered but cell is columnar, means rod shape. Stratified columnar means many layered column like cell. Many layered column like cell. Their locations generally duct of mammary gland, especially it is in a mammal. Locations generally duct of mammary gland, especially this is the duct of mammary gland. Their function is to secretion as well as protection against mechanical and chemical stress. Protection against mechanical and chemical stress. So this one is a compound epithelia. Compound epithelia are of two types, stratified and transitional. Transitional I am not going to explain in here, because this is not a topic of this class. Stratified is of three types: squamous, stratified squamous, stratified cuboidal, stratified columnar. You just must just remember only the if the talking about the stratified squamous means cell shape is squamous, but there are multilayer. Stratified cuboidal, cell shape is a cuboidal, but they are shape of cuboidal, but they are multilayered. Stratified columnar, cell is column like, but they are multilayered. What is the different locations in the body and what the function they perform? This is the only points to be written in the examiner, that is important. Now I am going to start the next point related to this topic. If how many epithelial cell act as a gland, which type of gland that are formed by the, this is not given in NCERT, but this is a very important topic which help you many way to learn more, in many way in competitive as well as board examinations. So now type of gland. Here gland are classified in many categories. First is based on kind of secretion and duct present, present. It is of, on this basis the gland classified in two categories. First is a exocrine gland. Exocrine gland are those which having duct. Exocrine gland are those which having duct, and they release their enzyme with the help of duct, like pancreas, it having pancreatic duct. Second is a endocrine gland. But what is a reference? What is the reference should be taken at the considering the epithelial tissues? Okay, the exocrine glands, the glands which release their secretion with the help of duct to respective site of action, to the respective site of actions. But the gland comes under the categories of epithelial is are salivary, tear, gastric, intestinal. Salivary gland, tear, gastric as well as intestinal, especially pancreatic comes under these categories, intestinal. So this one is the glands that relate with the epithelial tissues. Here the releasing material from the site to the releasing material from the gland directly to the site, it is happened under the these categories. Endocrine gland not possess duct, it is called ductless gland. It is called ductless. Here the gland directly release their enzymes or hormone into the blood vessels, blood, and blood pour to the directly target site. Here it is under category of the gland are found in this the pituitary, thyroid, parathyroids, pituitary, thyroids, etc. These are of endocrine glands. Okay, so this one is a based on the gland are classified on the basis of the presence of second parameter, presence of the number of cells. Presence on the number of cells. Based on the number of cells. On the basis of number of cells, gland are classified into the unicellular gland. If gland having a single cell, made up of single cell, it is called unicellular gland. Okay. Examples like goblet cells. What? Goblet cells. It is present in the lining of the epithelia, inner linings like intestinal tubes. The goblet cells, it releases a mucus that lubricate the internal wall of the intestines. The goblet cell is considered under the categories of unicellular gland, and the glands which are made up of many cells, it is called multicellular gland. Multicellular gland. The gland of gastric gland basically present in the stomach, it is under categories of multicellular gland. Gastric gland under the categories of, here they release proteinaceous enzymes, also they release HCl and many more also. So this one is a multicellular. Now based on the complexity, third, based on the complexity, gland are classified into the two categories. First categories of gland is called simple gland. Simple gland generally made up of single type of cells. All our cells are single types, but second one is a compound gland, especially compound. Here many type of cells they are made up of. It is called mixed gland. Generally the pancreas under categories of mixed gland. It is of endocrine, exocrines as well as mesocrine. You can say mesocrine gland, and are of categorized in many categories. Not categorized, compound gland is especially having many type of cells, that is alpha, beta cells, normal cells also present in the pancreas. So this one is based on the kind of secretion of duct present, based on the number of cells in the gland, uni or multi, based on the complexities or simple or compound. These are the different glands are classified in these categories. Now The compound glands are also alveolar and tuboalveolar gland are under these categories. Okay. Now, next one is a function of epithelial tissues. What is a function of epithelial tissue? You have already learned, student, the secretion, protection, excretion, absorption, all type of functions generally perform. Function of epithelial tissues generally perform function of protection function, sensory function, because our skin is one of the largest sense organ, excretory functions, some animals perform excretion and osmoregulation type of functions. So this one is epithelial, perform this type of functions. Fourth one is absorption, because if the lining of inner wall of the alimentary canal, absorption function they perform generally, they absorb digested food materials. Osmoregulation, that is exchange of gases, as well as next one is a fifth, exchange of gases, especially it is called respiration functions, is also performed by the epithelial tissues. And next one is perform the protection, sensory, excretion, absorption, excretory, exchanges of gases. This all type of function, protection, secretion, excretion, absorption, okay, exchange of gases, as well as sensory functions that performed by the epithelial tissues. Now, students, after this we are going to learn next topic. The topic is connective tissues, but one more practical is also given in class 11. Observe the squamous epithelia from your body, sample taken from your body. Generally, the scraping of our mucous cells, especially the inner lining of the mouth cavities or on the gums, generally they are scraped lightly, and they are colored, stained, and then observe under the microscope you can find many more information regarding these topics. So now, students, in next class we will learn about the next type of tissues called connective tissues, and how they are connective tissues, how many type of connective tissues, and what is the role of blood in the body, what is what is the other functions of many other type of connective tissues. They are discussed one by one. Now, in next class I will discuss. Thank you, students.